Hi there, thank you for choosing to watch this video. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, my name is Rachel Agasha. I'm an immigrant from Uganda. I moved to the States in August 2022, and on the channel we talk about everything the United States of America. I normally share my experiences, I share my challenges, I share the things you should and shouldn't do, all in the bid to help someone who's moving to this country for the very first time to be able to navigate, to not make the mistakes that I made, to make their life a little bit better. So if I say anything in any of the videos that you do not relate with, do not feel the need to attack me. Just share your opinion in the comment section so that we help that one person. Bottom line is we are sharing knowledge. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the things that make life almost impossible for immigrants in the USA. Now, for the things that I'm going to share, I have honestly lived through them, or even things that I actually go through because I'm an immigrant, like I said, and these are things that I have had other people talk about. These are things that I see. These are things that I go through, yeah? So if you're an immigrant and you're watching this video, be sure to leave your opinion in the comment section. So the first thing is definitely the loneliness. No one prepares you for that. Yeah, so personally, I used to live with my mother. I was still my mother's baby. I was staying home and I was staying with my three siblings. By the time I left, my mom had just had the fourth sibling. And for me, I was already surrounded by my baby siblings. Yeah, I was at campus. I went to UCU Mukono. So I'd leave campus every weekend and go home. For me, that was my plot. Yeah, these things of, hey, we go hang out. What? I used not to do that. And I remember one time my mom was telling me, Rachel, when your friends ask you to go, you should go because it's about being social and all those things. But for me, it was the time with these babies that made so much sense for me. So I did that a lot. Now, to some extent, I hold on to that because by spending a lot of time with them, I miss them, yes, but I don't miss them as much because I have moments to hold on to. I'm going through my phone and I'm scrolling through and I'm seeing all these videos, and those kind of, make me feel, I can't say less lonely, but I love that I spent that time with them. So the loneliness is real. It is very, very real because you're out here struggling. You're fighting for your life, literally. I am talking, you wake up. So I personally work from home. So I do not meet so many people. I do not talk to so many people. I don't even know how my neighbors look like. And yet I'm in a building where there's people always moving in and out. Yeah, so it is real. So you're out here, and oftentimes this leads to my next point. You find that people are being depressed. It is very normal in this country to actually be depressed. It's very normal to be sad. It is very normal to be stressed. It goes to you. It goes back to you as a person. You choose not to be all those things, but these are things that actually come because of the circumstances. So you are depressed because you're lonely, you are missing your family, you're missing your friends. On top of that, it's really hard to make friends around here because everyone is, rushing through life. Everyone is very busy. No one has that time of, let's hang out. It's on very, very rare occasions, and this only happens if you've actually made some friends. Sometimes I work in office, but I honestly tell you that I do not talk to people at the office because you will not even see them, and even when you see them, the only conversation you'll have with them is, hi, how are you? That is if you even do. The only people you're talking to are the receptionists, who are very professional and don't want to have anything to do with you apart from helping you get whatever it is that you're looking for, or help you get to wherever it is that you want to go. You get what I mean? You will not talk to people. You will not randomly start talking to people on the train. Excuse me, are you okay? Also, people love their space. People don't want to be interrupted. People don't want, it's hard. Yeah, so you see how it's honestly easy back home because we have friends that we've grown up with, we have friends who we've met, our neighbors and all those things, but it's not the same. It's difficult to actually make friends here. When I honestly tell you that the friends I made when I got here are still the same friends that I have, you will not believe. I have 5 friends in this country, and these are friends who you probably work with, yeah, because you work in the same office and all, and that's it. Yeah, if I told you that I have anyone out of my workspace as a friend, I would be lying. Yeah, so it's that hard. So it is up to you to find the things that you love to do that get your mind off of these things, that don't send you into depression. You do things that actually make you happy. You have to find things that make you happy. I cannot emphasize that. Personally, I'm the kind who loves to stay inside the house. So I try and make sure that my living space is very comfortable, because I know this is where I'm supposed to derive my joy. So I've struggled with depression. I've struggled with the stress. I really struggle with those things, but I learned that I have to do this on my own. Like I've always mentioned, you are on your own in this country. Or even if you have people to talk to, these people have so much going on for them as well. So you do not want to impose all your burdens and all your pain on these people, because like I said, everyone has things of their own to deal with. So I decided to go to the gym, and it has been amazing. I mean, I wake up every morning 7:30, I go to the gym, come back home by 8:40, 8:50, and I'm ready to begin my day, and it's amazing. I do not know, I cannot explain the science because I do not know it, but I know every time I go to the gym and start my day, it's amazing. By the time the day even ends, you're like, oh, that day is over. I used to go in the evening, but then I realized I think morning is way better, because it sets the pace, it sets the mood, you're energized, you're happy, you're focused. I would advise that you go to the gym in the morning, because for me, it has done wonders. I would not trade it for the evening anymore. And for some reason, because I feel how I do, I mean, when I do it in the morning, I get to feel all these things, and it helps me get motivated, because again, also going to the gym needs some sort of motivation. For me, it is how I feel that motivates me. I'm like, okay, I really felt so good yesterday, so I want to feel the same today. So I do 5 days a week. The weekend I sleep in and do all those things, but it's amazing. That is how I am getting rid of the depression and the stress. I promise you, before then, or someone would do something really small and I am so angry, and I don't know how you deal with your things, but for me, those days when I would cry, I would feel much better. But I reached a point where I can no longer cry. Like I didn't have it in me to cry. So I would be so angry. I would be in pain. But ever since I started going to that gym, I promise you, my mood is good. I come back home, I'm okay. Of like, if you offended me, I'd be like, okay, next. And you're okay. Yeah. So that is how I deal with my depression. I'm not even going to lie that it does not exist. It really, really does. And because we are different and we go through different situations every day, I know there are people who are stressed, like at work. Like you have that one workmate who is always on your case. You probably don't like your job. You probably work so hard, or you're probably trying to navigate to learn whatever it is that you're doing. So it's kind of inevitable. I would recommend that if you can get some fresh air, go for a walk. I mean, it helps. Find something that works for you. I finish my work, I sit down, I watch a movie. It makes me happy. That is what makes me happy. I know that I can actually promise you that I don't even talk on the phone that much, because by the time I'm done working and all those things, my friends are actually asleep. So by the time I'm planning to go to sleep, they're just waking up or they're going to start their day. So that time is also not, it doesn't allow you. So find something that works for you to be able to navigate the life in this country. Another thing that makes life almost impossible is the rules and regulations in this country. There's laws, and then there's rules, and then there's like it's a lot. So you see how back home you can get away with a few things. That does not happen here. Now, they are not always on your case of, oh, you can't do this, you cannot do this. In fact, you'll even go to a shop and the shoplift, steal, they keep quiet because they're watching you from like somewhere. So you will steal the first thing, it's like $5-10, and then another thing, they wait for it to accumulate. And then they'll get you and you have to pay $500, and you're like, what? So you guys have been seeing me the whole time and did not stop me? Like, excuse me, you knew what you were doing. The traffic lights. How? Of course, there's some traffic lights that have cameras on them, and there are those that you'll actually, like go past and nothing will happen, but they will send you a bill. in the mail. You see how you see how we have like northern bypass in Uganda where you pay some little money and go. Same here, you'll use that road for the first time and it will be like $2 or $3. Now what happens is when they send the bill and you do not pay, it's $2. But every time some particular time goes by, they double it. They double that double. They double that double, you know, so they keep doubling. So it's a lot. You see, you at home, back home, you can drink and drive. Find an officer, they'll stop you on all those things and you will, you know, do whatever it is that we do. We know what we do and you'll get away with it. Here, oh my goodness. And you know what's sad is that every time you're caught doing wrong, it goes on your record. Your record is tainted. Now, the one thing about this, guys, is that the information that is entered in the system is practically accessed by everyone. So you're applying for a job, it will show. You're trying to get car insurance, it will show. You're trying to buy property, it will show. So it's like your entire record is tainted. You can't do anything without that constant reminder of, oh, you're a criminal, oh, you're an offender, oh, you are this, you know. So the rules and regulations, you have to be very careful. Oh, you cannot do this. And you know what's funny is that sometimes you don't even know that you're doing something wrong. But again, ignorance is no defense. Why are you even, like, you'll do things and you don't even know that what I am doing is actually wrong. You park the wrong way, you'll get a ticket or a fine. It's a lot because we are used to, you know, the law is a bit relaxed back home, and then you come here and things are really tight. It makes life really, really hard. But again, like I've already said, once you learn these things and you know what you are and not supposed to be doing, it makes your life very much easier. So as an immigrant, another thing that you're definitely going to have trouble with is the food. So if you are very used to our local food, it's going to be hard. I honestly will tell you that when I got to this country, I could not eat anything American. If you wanted chicken, it tasted funny. You wanted fries, they tasted funny. Everything was just bad. And I am not like the pizza kind of, you see how these things excite us back home. Chicken is very expensive. When you decide to have some fries, that is very expensive. When you decide to have pizza, okay, it's not very expensive, but it's a lot. Now, those are like the cheapest things around here. These are the things that people eat every day. So you find that these are things that you can access, yeah? And for me, I had trouble adjusting. I just thank God that my host was very Ugandan, so should have that, you know, Ugandan food. And for me, I was out there eating my mukene and posho, and I loved it. You know, should go out of her way and look for matoke, and it made my life a bit easier because I could not, like, this food here, oh my goodness. You know, they'll tell you, oh, there's food and it's all burgers and chips and crisps and pizza slices and all that. I'm like, okay, this is not food, you guys. This is not food. For me, when you say there's food, I expect, you know, food. But there's even no rice. I'm like, how are you telling me there's food and there's no rice? At least rice, you know. So yeah, you're definitely going to have issues with the food. So if there's a way you can ask people back home to get you some of the foods that you like, then you should. But also, I know that the very many international stores, I use them. I go to these international stores to get practically everything. The only things I'd ask my mom or my family or people to get me from back home are things that I can't get here, but you can practically get everything from around here. You just have to know where to look. And every day when I discover something new, I'm really excited because I'm like, oh, okay, finally I won't have to ask for anything from Uganda. But I know that some of the things taste really the same, but some of the things don't taste the same. So you just have to, you know, hang in there and be like, okay. So another thing that is definitely going to, or makes life hard, is the work. Now, the fact that you're an immigrant in this country, you are fine-tuned to work. Like the only way you are going to actually survive in this country is by working. So you find that people are working 2 to 3 jobs. Like having one job is a luxury that you cannot afford. I know that one job cannot pay my bills. I know that if I was doing one job, I could not save, I could not send any money back home, I could not do anything constructive with my life. One job does not sustain me, yeah? But you know what's interesting is that the people that I work with, the Americans that I work with, when they learn that, oh, you have another job, they're like, wait, what? You do 2 jobs? How are you able to do that? I'm like, you would never know. You would not know. You cannot. But you see, we do not have the luxury of like, oh, no, I'll do this one job and it's okay. No. Like you do 2 jobs only. Like if I can find another one thing that can bring in some money, then I'll be, I'll be good. Yeah. And you see, sometimes there is no work-life balance. It's work. And you find that most of the immigrants are actually slaves to their work. Of someone works in the day and they have another night gig. So when they leave at 5, this other job, then they go and start the other job in the night. And it's the normal. Like that is normal. In fact, if you do not do that, everyone's like, oh, how are you surviving on one job? Personally, I thank God that I do my jobs concurrently, so I don't have to think about doing the job in the night and all those things. But as immigrants, that is normally the order of the day. And of course, all this results into burnout. You are stressed, you are tired, you're fatigued. I know that here, when you have a family, you find that some people, like the wife works in the day, the husband works in the night, or the wife works in the night, the husband works in the day. So you find that these guys never even share a bed. The only time they're probably together is maybe Sunday, which is honestly sad, yeah? But I know that eventually when you come here and you work, you decide to do that for like the first 2 to 3 years of your life, then you eventually put yourself together and, come up with something that allows you to have time with your family. I mean, it helps, but that is another thing that makes life difficult for immigrants. Then the last thing that definitely makes our lives hard here, or makes lives of the immigrants really hard, is the fact that our degrees from back home may not do much for us around here, yeah? So like I have mentioned, I did the law back home. By the time I got here, I had finished graduating, but I cannot practice in the US. I have to do more school for me to be able to practice in the US. Same applies to medicine, same applies to so many other things, yeah? So normally there's more courses that you would have to study. You come from your country and you've been running a big law firm, you've been making good money, and you come here and you have to start from zero. This country will humble you. So you have to be humble, because whether you like it or not, you will be humbled. Not that you don't have a skill, not that you do not know what you're doing. It's just the setting of the country. You have to go back to school to be able to level up, because according to them, you're probably not as good, you're not good enough. So that is the challenge that we are faced with in this country. So there is a lot more that I could honestly talk about, but this video is already long as is. So if you have anything to say if you have anything to say in regard to anything that I just said, leave your opinion in the comment section. And if you have anything to add, also leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching to the very end. I'll see you in our next video. Take care and stay safe. Bye bye.